Hi everybody, it's Christopher Neiman. Well, it has been a hot minute since I went out searching for another former used, almost brand new, hardly used sewing machine. So as I'm checking Marketplace and eBay and everything, I come across this machine and I said, I gave my old number 1 plus to my friend, my very good friend of many, many years, because he got into sewing and I wanted him to have a nice machine to tinker with because he likes to tinker. And I said, I kind of miss having a Viking. I really want to get a Viking. And plus, I don't have a newer version of a Viking. And I'm a teacher, so I teach all different students that have all different brands of machines and different models. So I'm always looking for something out there. I'm always looking for the next deal. I found it. And as always, it's always a machine that was owned by some grandma that hardly used it. Thank you, grandmas out there that buy these machines, that have the money to buy these machines brand new and hardly use them, and then we get them and they're almost new. Now, the thing with this machine is I was told by the mother and the daughter, the mom was still alive, by the way. She said that she just gave up sewing. She's not going to sew anymore. She wants to move in with her son, and the daughter said that, yeah, mom had this machine, she used it for a little bit, then it sat for 6 years. So when I got the machine, I was so excited, and I posted it on a Facebook Viking group, and I just posted it the way it was. And as I do with all my machines when I get them, and especially with this one, because this is the Sapphire 870 quilt with a sensor system. And I have, like my Baby Lock and Brother machines have the sensor system. My new Janome S9 has a sensor system where the foot automatically adjusts to the thickness of the fabric. So I had some leather, and I had put a blue tip needle in, which is a universal needle, size 12. And I just wanted to see what it would do with leather, and I fed the leather through there, and it fed beautifully. I was like, whoa, that's really great. This really moves the leather without a Teflon foot, without a leather needle. And it was just regular construction thread. It wasn't anything great. Anyway, I was posting my results and my fun. I was telling everybody, hey, it's my new machine. I'm just playing with it. I got to take it in for servicing. And a lot of the girls were like, you can't sew leather like that. You can't do this. You can't do that. I'm like, oh my God. I'm sorry I posted. I was being attacked. In some of the comments, it was like being on that Progressive insurance commercial where, this is Becky. Becky's passive progressive. People offering you advice when you didn't ask for it, and then they get mad at you because you're not doing what they say, and it's like, oh my God. Anyway, it's good to know that people know their machine. That's all I'm going to say. I'm happy to see that people know their machine. But listen, don't offer advice unless it's asked for, okay? Don't offer help unless it's asked for. If someone says, hey, I bought a new machine. Here's what I'm doing. I'm just playing. A lot of the ladies, they say, hey, congratulations. You're going to love it. My only advice to you is get it serviced, which I am. Now, let's turn this baby on. Because, okay, first thing you notice. White light, yellow light. Okay, now this is not going to be a whole video on how to operate the machine because I have not taken it in for servicing yet. Once I get it back from servicing, then I will go through this whole machine and tell you a lot more about it. But see what I did, I couldn't resist. I had to replace the light here. I replaced with an LED light, and I have to order a lower voltage light for this side because the higher voltage one here, it wasn't staying, it was draining too quickly. So I got to replace that. You can see it's yellow. You can see this is white. I love a white light. Then of course, I put my magnet on my washer on the side for my light here. Anyway, this is a great machine. Here's the other thing about this machine. This was made in 2007. Look, it looks brand new, doesn't it? That's because Grandma took care of it and she hardly used it. But because these machines, you have no way to get in here like the other brands, like Brother, Janome, Baby Lock, where you can unscrew the cap on the side, or you can unscrew the bottom here and you can get a really deep clean. You are forced to take these machines into the local dealer because they have to take the whole casing cover off to get in there, do the oiling and everything. And I called my repair guy and I told him I got this machine. He was excited for me. And I said, I got to bring it in for servicing because when I'm sewing, sometimes it sounds a little bit like sandpaper. He goes, yeah, those Viking machines are notorious for the oil drying out quickly on the metal parts. You got to bring it in. I'll take care of it. It'll be back to new. So like I said, we cannot, we're not used to this where us other where we own other brands where we can get in there, we can oil, we can clean. I saw a video where a lady brought the machine in and he said, listen, this is not the owner's fault. I'm not going to blame her. She's a heavy duty quilter. And when he took the cover off, it was like all this fiber fill, just puffs of it everywhere inside, all clogged up. He said she had no way of cleaning that out. She did her bobbin cleaning and everything, but there's no way she could get in there because it's not accessible, you see. Whereas with a Janome, a Baby Lock, a Viking, they're all, and even Singer, they're more accessible to get in to clean than a Viking is. So a Viking you definitely have to take to the dealer, especially if you are a quilter using cotton fabrics where all the fabric goes down and the fibers go down into this bed area here. So anyway, nice machine. Sensor system, love that. Like I said, it moved leather like no business with just a basic 12 needle, size 12 universal needle, which blew me away because I was like, that's like when I did my white mechanical machine and I used a 12 needle just to test, and it sewed beautifully. But on my other machines, I have to use a leather needle. Anyway, I will do a more in-depth video on this. Just want to share. Now you're going to ask me, I know you're going to ask me, what did I pay for this? Let me explain something to you. The economy is tough right now. Okay, the economy is tough. People are trying to sell their machines for top dollar and they're not getting them. Even this lady was trying to sell it for more than what I finally got it for. I kept watching it. No one was acting on it. And then she reduced the price and I went and I said, I want it. I went, made an appointment, I got it. And this was, for a single man, this was the price of a week of groceries. And maybe even a little bit less, depends what you eat. For me, this was my grocery bill for the week, which I could stand to lose a few pounds, so I'll budget my next groceries later. But this was worth it. This was really worth it. Made in Sweden, 2007, made in Sweden. One of the last machines that Viking made in Sweden before they closed factories in 2010 and went overseas to, they went down to the Asian countries. I think they went to China first or Taiwan, one of those places. Anyway, just want to share my excitement and let you know I'm still here. I'm still buying used machines so I can learn about all the different brands to teach all my different students that come in. And give me a few weeks, I'll come back with another video and go through the whole thing. It's like brand new. And once he oils it inside, it's gonna be just like brand new. All right, guys, you take care. Keep looking for those deals out there. You know, you don't have to pay full price today. You don't have to pay big bucks today. There's thousands of these machines out there. There's 1,000 grannies. They're retiring from sewing. Many of them have passed away. Many of them just can't sew anymore, and families are getting rid of them. So if you want a nice former top line machine, here's two things you have to do. Keep looking. Don't settle for a high cost. Second, test drive it when you get it. I test drove it before I brought it home. I test drove it. I saw it was okay. I said, it's going to need a little servicing. I can hear it, but it's going to be fine because you could see it was barely used. Not a scratch anywhere. Nothing. So you got to plan on the price you pay and then plan on the service call to take it to your dealer. And then you'll have yourself a wonderful machine. And if you could find the older machines like this that were made in the original country of that company, it's even better. It's even better. All right, talk to you all later. Give me a few weeks. I'll be back. Bye.